Welcome back, guys, to the Play On podcast. This is Jesse and Jerry. We are going over the World Cup preview, talk a little bit about the semifinals and our predictions and analysis on what's to come in the final. Jesse, looks like I was 2 for 2. You were 1 for 2 on this because you predicted France to go through, right? And then
Yeah, 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 yeah,
then you
yeah.
predicted. Did you predict Argentina or England?
I think England.
Oh, you're 0-2, bro. You got the third place match.
I don't think we did. We even predict that?
No, we didn't.
We didn't even talk about that.
We'll talk about it a little. Well, we could talk about it because it was kind of an entertaining match, but I know Rabiot did have a few choice words to like the players that started saying that they weren't showing the right attitude and that's not representing France well. Um, so that was pretty interesting, especially coming from him because we both criticized him being in the squad at all. But he's been an all right player, not a standout, but he's there.
Yeah, I would say for this World Cup, he's actually been the better counterpart in midfield because I wouldn't even count because France, for the most part, has run a two-man midfield and both CDMs, granted, and then usually like four attackers because I'm not counting Olise as like a midfield because he doesn't drop back into midfield enough to like defend and things like that. He will be part of a three-man midfield, but it's really leaving up the work to those two.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd say Rabiot has had the best World Cup compared to those two. I know Tuchemani, like especially in the last game, I don't think he was ready, especially after recovering from that muscle injury. He just looked lost. Rabiot, I think, was better over the game, and was just unlucky that he had to get subbed out because of the yellow.
Yeah, he definitely did. But yeah, we'll start off with that one. Yeah, third place match is kind of a. It was an interesting match. Nothing more to say. It's a third place match. They're pretty entertaining for the most part, and this one was. But going into the semifinals, Spain, France, um, France were pretty much disabled by Spain.
Yeah, I think this was a tactical difference. I think De La Fuente showed that he was the superior manager, and because in the first half we saw systematically Spain out tacticked France, and then there was no response at all in that first half from France to it. I think even Mbappe after the game said, "Yeah, we uh, from the beginning we were pressuring three players with two guys, and it just wasn't working. We For us to be able to pressure, we had to have one on one, and it didn't happen."
Mm-hmm.
But I think the biggest difference was Spain took complete control of that midfield because they saw that it was only two people there, so they had the man advantage at all times with their three.
Yeah.
Because Rabiot and Tchouameni were just they were seeing ghosts everywhere because there's Rodri, Fabian Ruiz, and Daniel Olmo just had complete control of it. And then even Baena, who we criticized, but he's basically like a midfielder, so he would go in and provide even a bigger numerical advantage and basically took control of that midfield. And that left Olise basically uh, without the ball and without he wasn't able to create anything. So his poor showing was there because he wasn't like helping them,
Yeah.
and he was just waiting for the ball, but they couldn't get to him at all.
Yeah, I think you could probably add a little bit more when it comes to the midfield. You said it was a 2v3, but I think probably even more because oh yeah, Zalba was also dropping back, and then same thing like you said by Baena, so it was probably like a 5v4 or
Yeah,
well 4v2. So yeah, they were getting outnumbered right there because there wasn't too many like what would you say backline runs from Oyarzabal,
mm-hmm.
even from Lamine. Lamine there was a couple of them, but in most of them he got caught offside. But yeah, it was just complete domination. It was what I expected. I think France is they're lacking a Pogba, someone that can maintain the ball. Because once they did have control, they just immediately went for the attack. Because again, that's what they're best at. But again, you need someone to kind of control the tempo because you do get tired from running so much and chasing the ball.
But I think this was the champ's problem because like we said, he selected this team. He didn't allow. This is the style he wants to play. He plays with two CDMs. We've said it for numerous years how he needs a different type of player there. There was Zaire Emery on the bench. He could possibly help out because he's done a similar role with PSG. There's numerous counterparts. Even Boudouari from Morocco,
Yeah.
the great young player, he was originally on the French national teams, but he realized that he wasn't getting called up, so he's like, Morocco's gonna give me a chance and to start, so I'm gonna go with Morocco.
And that would have been
He could
perfect for
have,
them.
yeah, he would have been perfect for them, but he never got the chance, and France lost the talent there. And yeah, they were they missed it a lot, especially this game where it was such a difference between the midfield and the offense or the attack. There was just so much space separating them.
Yeah, I think this was the issue where he was trying to play. I'd say it like FIFA tactics, like in the video game. They legit put Dembele, Mbappe, Olise, and who else? Barcola,
Barcola,
right?
Barcola started. Yeah,
Four four attackers. Only one of them pretty much defends pretty well, which is Dembele, because he does. I don't say well, but like he puts a lot of pressure. The other three is like just there, not putting too much effort. Mbappe, you of course you could say he's an outlier just because you want him to be up front, and you know how much his pace affects the other team. But the other two is like you need help. So I would have wished again. This is going against what I've been saying about the Shams, but like maybe play a
more
4-4.
defensive.
Yeah, play
Yeah,
a 4-4-2. Put Mbappe right there. He does a little bit of a press, but then put him right next to Dembele on the right side, and Dembele presses a lot better. And then you could have like two left middles and right middles that, you know, have a little bit more ball control, can be a little bit more creative, and just maintain that ball so you don't have to just ping it up and hope for the best. Because clearly that got
yeah.
nullified because even Spain's backline, it's not like it's super deep, not super
Hmm.
deep, like super far forward where you could like exploit the space in the back. But you know, it was a pretty good balance of both. So De La Fuente did a fantastic job. And just
Yeah. But the problem with France, I think it's because he didn't have the squad that he brought up. There just wasn't enough versatility in there. Because if you look into the bench of who he could bring in to like be that ball carrier and like or like you said, tempo setter, there's really no one on that bench that could
it's the
do
word.
it besides maybe Zaire Emery. Because he has uh, was a Kante on the bench. He's not going to do that.
No,
He had Kone, not really that. He's more of a runner, and that's it.
and it's crazy to think because France, everyone's always raving about it. We'd raved about it too. Like they have pretty much a bench and a starting 11 that could pretty much destroy anyone in the world. But they kind of showed a lot of flaws going into the next World Cup because they don't really have too many fullbacks, center back pairings. They seem iffy at best. And then like we're just talking about it right now, like tempo setters, it's maybe they're out there. They probably are, booty, but
Yeah,
but they're
but
not
yeah,
giving them the
but
chance.
Deschamps doesn't call him up. So maybe with Zidane being confirmed as the next French coach, he brings a difference to that and develops those guys. But yeah, France was severely lacking, and then it wasn't just the tactics. I also felt like they looked very nervous. Like the first goal, the Digne, he looked nervous. He was so
Well, then again, it's Digne, like he played in
uh,
Barcelona at one point, but right now where's he playing Aston Villa, and he's been making a lot of mistakes. Probably not the best fullback. I forgot where he's playing, but he's probably not the best choice right now at the moment. Out of this France team full of so much talent, the French players everywhere in the world, you're bringing Digne as your first left back, and then your backup is Theo.
yeah.
It's just on the Champs' part and horrible, and even just the whole French, I think national team organization. Like you really couldn't develop a fullback and within the first 4 years, or like the last 4 years.
Yeah, I don't know. I just felt like there were so many faults that, granted, France made by themselves, but Spain just took advantage of what was happening, and they took their advantage and ran with it.
And it's like what I said. Like Spain was already tested with Portugal because like France and Portugal are in similar situations where they have both a lot of talent and both kind of like play similarly. Like they're pretty fast, pacey wingers, and they take on their man a lot. And they showed that they could just close the lines and play super like slow tempo football to like make the other teams desperate, and that's what they did, and they took advantage. Because yeah, we've been criticizing this Spain squad, and we still kind of do. Like they're not like super threatening. They just
They aren't.
they just play at
I
this pace that annoys the other team.
think they're just like they're not threatening, but they're so well. they're a team. They play a team game, and they know how to. Even though there might not be like the best like names on the team,
Yeah.
they know how to play like a team, and they play in a way that sort of like constricts the other team. Like they just suffocate them into like they can't get out of their own pitch, and then they just basically force them to make errors because they press really well.
Yeah.
They'll control the tempo. Like they make them feel like rushed, and they like have to make mistakes, or like they make mistakes because of that.
And same thing, Danny Olmo. Like, dude, what kind of World Cup is he having? He's having a fantastic World Cup. Like, sure, he's not scoring that many goals, assisting too much, but like, just what he does on the pitch, he's like amazing. Like the ball control he has, the what is it called, the run throughs he does, like everything. He's been playing fantastic. But yeah, it's been a interesting. That was an interesting match. I know it was like pretty high tension. Lamine didn't help with like all that uh, press he was doing. I think it probably annoyed the French players even more. But
But I think the unsung hero is Fabian Ruiz
yeah,
because in that in like the PSG midfield that's hailed as like the best in the world with like João Neves, Vitinha, he's always gone under the spotlight or
hmm
uh he doesn't get the praise he deserves because he'll run for them, he'll always defend, he's a great attacking threat, and but he never gets to shine like the other two, and even now he's doing a similar job with Spain, and it shows like what a real footballer is because I think Pep Guardiola said like similar to like Tony Cruz, like they're just like he might not be the fastest, he might not be the flashiest or anything like that, but he's a footballer. He knows what to do, and I think that's a similar ilk to like Fabian Ruiz.
yeah, it definitely is. So I mean, even everyone like everything he's kind of doing, like even Pedri coming off the bench. I know that probably was annoying for the French players because you just have Pedri off the bench. I think he's been playing a lot better coming off the bench than like as a starting 11. Same thing, Mikel Merino. He's been working for them so well. Ferran Torres, he's getting good minutes in there, but I don't know. Everything's just going well for Spain at this moment.
Yeah.
So now Argentina, England, uh, very very tense match. Tempers were high because of all like the meaning behind it. I think everyone's that is it considered a classic, a derby?
I know since like the '90s, it's always been intense between them. They've always had um, big tensions. There's some very aggressive, some very like just chill. It also depends on like the score line and situations like that. Because like if they're getting blown out, like it doesn't reach that level. Sometimes there'll be like a player that will like lashes out because of it, but it's usually like pretty high strung.
Yeah, and they were pretty even at first. Not so much happened in the first half. Obviously, there was a couple of chances, but I know they were just kind of like weighing each other out. But the second half is where things started getting good. Yeah, England struck first. The one thing I did notice was that Harry Kane was constantly dropping back and pretty much playing a false nine and just pinging balls to the wingers like Morgan Rogers, the new Chelsea man, and Anthony Gordon, and it worked. There was one that they got. It was to the right side, and Anthony Gordon was able to score the goal, but that was probably England's downfall from there.
Yeah, I feel like this was a fault of like Tuchel, and first of all, Harry Kane, I felt like he's gone so invisible, and I feel like some people praise him, but he was such a detriment towards England towards like the second half because he wasn't dropping back to defend. He's slow for a counterattack, and then his like you said, he was pinging the ball, but it's like some of those passes weren't well.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he's I don't know. I just don't rate him like that. I just don't understand what people see. I feel like especially in a situation where England's behind, or even I feel like he's at his worst. He's only good when England are ahead and he looks comfortable that he doesn't like the pressure's not on him. But even in this type of situation when they're 1-0 up, I think it didn't help him because he still felt that pressure on him. But then, yeah, what was it? When did Anthony Gordon get subbed out? The 62nd minute.
Yeah, it was pretty much immediately after the goal, pretty much around that time.
Yeah, and then Tuchel just completely dropping back, It made no sense.
Yeah, there's a graphic going out there that they show like the England's defensive line, like throughout the match, and like before the goal it was like pretty high up, like pretty much nothing in their goal. But once the goal got scored, it immediately dropped down, and that was probably the worst decision ever. Again, I said Tuchel was gonna do something crazy, but I thought it was gonna be like something when it came to like making subs or even the starting 11. But no, he decided to just go defensive and play something he's not known for.
Yeah, it baffles me because first of all, he put like six people in that back line, and then he sacrificed his midfield because at a certain point it was just what Jude and who else? I want to say
That was the new Man City guy.
Ellie Anderson. Yeah, it was them, and then they basically had to like run around and press in that midfield by themselves because Harry Kane, like I said, wasn't dropping back, and then everyone else was basically in the box.
Yeah, and it was so dumb because like that's what Argentina was known for this World Cup. Like teams go ahead and the team that's up they drop back and they let Argentina have the ball, and that's how they constantly make comebacks throughout this whole tournament. Like why are you giving them the ball back? Like contest it, make it 50-50. Don't drop your line so far, especially so early on in the game. Like you just
Well,
made them come back.
and then even that like we said, Argentina doesn't have pace. So if you're high up, they don't have the pace for a counterattack. They're not very quick. The quickest player is probably what Molina and Juliana Simeone. And I think Simeone got substituted the same time as Anthony Gordon. So like they have no pace. So if they go on a counterattack, you have fast enough defenders where you could catch up. And also it's 1-0. It's a nothing lead.
The person
I
that
don't
should
know
be
why.
pissed, the player out of everyone that should be pissed is Jet Spence because he had a fantastic game, and just to be thrown out like that. I know at the end of the game, I can think you could probably accredit it to Giuliano Simeone. To like, I guess you could say him like he's the guy that tired him out because he kind of did. Because at the second half, like he was just done. He couldn't run anymore. Then he subbed in Nico O'Reilly, but even then Nico O'Reilly was kind of ahead. He played more of a CM rather than a left back.
Yeah, it was it was so defensive. Because let me look at the substitutes. It was
It was
Konza, Konza, Byrne, O'Reilly. He brought those three in immediately, and then so because he substituted the two, and then he brought in it was like basically eight people in that back line,
he should have subbed in for Anthony Gordon, Marcus Rashford.
and then he
Like
brought
put
those guys in last second.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like put in that threat of okay, we just scored a goal. Anthony Gordon can't run in the back line. All right, here's Marcus Rashford. Now deal with him, because I think Marcus Rashford had a decent World Cup from the minutes he did get and the limited minutes he got. But I think he would have provided more of a threat to Argentina than the guys he came in. So it was just weird because I Jude was having an interesting game. He was kind of all over the place, but again, that's what he's kind of known for. But if he just had like someone like Rashford up there to grab the ball and hold up play up there, or even be threatening and try to score a goal, that would have helped out so much. Because if you're already having Harry Kane ping balls to your wingers, just put in a faster guy.
yeah. Because as soon as you took out Gordon, there was no outlet. There was no pace in the team. There was no one else. Jude will look up and then he see old man Harry Kane, and then that's it. Like he's not making the run. He's like, okay, what now?
Because
It was just a
they did have a like insane counter. Well, I think, but with Morgan Rogers is the one that messed it up, right?
yeah. They had a counter. Morgan Rogers. I don't know.
I forgot what he tried to do, but it was like a 2v3 and
I
what's
think
it,
he tried
Romero.
dribbling.
And Romero won it. But imagine if Rashford was there, he would have just taken all the way to the byline and just sweated that in. But
Yeah. I feel like it was just Tuchel completely misreading the situation and just like, and I think he got this false confidence because of the Mexico game because he did the exact same thing and it worked out.
but in
But
that
I
one, you're
just
like you're one man down. It's
yeah
Mexico. They don't have the same quality of players. Like against Argentina, like no, and especially too because you saw it coming. Enzo Fernandez was constantly shooting from outside the box throughout the whole game before he scored the goal, and that's how he scores the goal. because they tried to
But
double
what?
team Messi in the wing after the corner was taken quickly.
Yeah, but against Mexico, he still at least left his midfield there.
That he did.
The midfield, he took away the midfield immediately. Yeah,
Fake
it was
demons,
just
Jesse. It
bad.
was fake demons.
And then the gall to say, "Oh, I didn't get it wrong at all" afterwards, and say, "No, that was just England DNA." What do you mean England DNA? Like,
The England DNA got taken over by you. You became English. This is what Southgate was fired for not taking risk.
risk,
You
yeah,
took
for
up.
not going offensively, yeah, not taking offensive risk. They're like, okay, at least with Tuchel, he will play offensive football and he'll take those offensive risks when the in the later stages. Instead, he went pure Southgate. Sometimes you might even say even worse because he went even more defensive than him.
Yeah, because I think Argentina was well. Yeah, they were struggling. They couldn't really break down, but like, I think even them were surprised that when they got the ball, like, and they had so many chances. Like England was just so far back. You let them come in.
Yeah, because you could say, oh, you could have let 1-0 up, you know Argentina's going to go for the goal. They're going to leave themselves open, but you took any threat that you might have had to score a second off by taking Anthony Gordon off and not putting anyone to like a Marcus Rashford or anyone else.
Yeah, and the reason we're talking a lot about England is because they kind of defeated themselves rather than Argentina defeating them. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
Argentina did great plays, like the corner taken quickly, Enzo Fernandez's fantastic goal. Then Messi's play on the right wing to cross it to Lautaro. That's fantastic, but again, due to England giving all this up. So,
Yeah, they let complete pressure because it wasn't even like they were like it wasn't even like a version of parking the bus where like they were pressuring outside of the box. Like they were like in midfield, they'll usually pressure like the shots, the long shots, so that it's like they're putting pressure on them, so they like don't have it easy. They were completely free from outside the box. Like every England defender was in there, like as if they were instructed to not leave that box.
because McAllister, the second goal came from a McAllister post that he shot from outside the box. Then Messi was able
Yeah,
to recover it because again, England is just compact in the box, and yeah, that's their downfall. But hey, Argentina, another final. We're getting the finalissima, Jesse. That never happened. It's kind of crazy how everything works out, right?
yeah,
But yeah, it's either gonna be Messi's second World Cup. This is his third World Cup final, but it's either his second World Cup or Lamin's first and Pedri's first. So it's an interesting matchup, and it's gonna be an interesting match too because these two teams kind of play similarly, where they both want to be ball dominant. You don't think so? You sounded appalled after
no,
I said that.
yeah. I'm like, I don't think so because I think this is the first time Argentina's playing against a team that pressures as well as Spain does and takes control of the midfield. So I don't know if Argentina's going to get the ball as they expect because they've usually played against teams that I would say are worse than them and would give them the ball so they could play a counter-attacking style.
Worse than them,
So I would,
maybe. I don't know about that, but I don't know. I think it is going to be an interesting match because Argentina, their whole thing is that's why they kept playing the ball in the in like right wing. They want to dominate the midfield, and that's what I'm expecting them to try to do again on Sunday.
yeah, but I don't know how. Like I said, Spain takes complete control of that midfield, and I wouldn't be surprised if they have like 5 people in that midfield and take control of it against Argentina. And it's not like Argentina can press like uh, other teams because like we said, old legs. They have completely old legs, and they're not used to running like that. And if they try to press Spain, Spain's I think one of the best press resistant teams in the tournament, if not the best.
But the same thing was when it came to like England was pressing Argentina a lot. Argentina really didn't lose too many balls in the back line or in the midfield when it came to pressing. They're pretty good when they're getting pressed as well because you saw those combinations they did against England. Like England had an attack and then they defended it and then they like Argentina built something out of nothing. Like just a combination of passes happened and they got to the other side and had a threatening chance. So that's what I'm saying. Like I think they do both play similarly where they both want to dominate the midfield. But we're just gonna see. It's gonna be Spain's first. And in this tournament, would it be their first South American opponent? No, they face Uruguay. and they barely beat Uruguay, right? Yeah, in their group they beat them 1-0.
Was it 1-0?
I'm pretty sure it was Uruguay. If you check that for me, because they're the ones that eliminated them. Because don't you remember it was like the Uruguayan player got a red card for like a horrible tackle, and they were just having like bad tackle after bad tackle.
Yeah, it was Uruguay. One
So
zero.
so it'll be their second match, and again they narrowly won that one. But again, Spain really wasn't too much of a threat of losing. I think they were qualified at that point. But even then, they
Yeah,
they could have gone to second maybe.
but I think it was like the most boring match, but it was because Spain wasn't attacking, like we said. They had like control of the ball. They just like they were waiting for Uruguay to do something, and then Uruguay, because remember Uruguay would have the ball and they would just lose it, and they just like
They're
I'd
just
go
running
back to
around.
Spain controlling it,
Yeah, they were just running around
just
like
passing the ball.
headless chickens. So that's why it's going to be an interesting match because I don't know. I think this match is going to be pretty close, but it's going to be interesting even too because Lamine Yamal looks like he's not fit. He has hamstring issues. He didn't train the first. I think they didn't train Thursday or Wednesday. He didn't train with the team because he had hamstrings issues.
I think it's either going to be a close game, like you say, or it's going to be a complete blowout for Spain.
You
I
think
think
so?
it's that too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you had to make your prediction, who do you have winning? You said Spain.
Yeah, Spain, because like I said, whoever won between France or Spain, I think is the favorite.
I would say that too, but I think the resilience that Argentina has been putting up, they are never dead, even though they're down in goals. I think Argentina could beat them, especially this being a World Cup final. Sure, like this squad was part of a Euro final, but it being a World Cup, it adds a lot more pressure. I think they've been there, and I think they're gonna win it back to back.
But I think like we said, we've talked about the midfield, but also defensively, Argentina hasn't been great, but Spain has probably been the best defensive team in the tournament. They have yet to concede, or they've conceded one goal, if any.
They have, they have, but again, it's like France. The reason they didn't consider against France is because France gave themselves up. Portugal, same thing. Spain did a pretty good job defending them, but again, it's like they're playing with a 41-year-old that doesn't really do much.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame Ronaldo for that one. That was the team.
No, I know not just him, but like for him to be the creative outlet in your team, that's horrible. Because again, Ronaldo's not known for that, especially in the later years of his life. And again, his team let him down. But it's gonna be, I think it's gonna be a huge battle of the midfielders, and I think Argentina wins like 2-0.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think it's gonna be like I
Again,
think it's like I said, I think it's either a blow or if it's a close game, and then I think if it goes to extra times, I favor Spain because they've
yeah,
put less mileage on their legs overall. But I think it's like a blowout 3-0 Spain. I think if not 1-1 extra time, and then I think Spain takes it.
I agree with you. If it goes to extra time, Spain wins it. If it goes to penalties, I think then if somehow Spain doesn't coordinate extra time when Argentina has tired legs, and it'll be the third extra time, then I think Argentina has the edge on penalties. But I don't know. It's gonna be an interesting match. Same thing with Unai Simon is not the best keeper. He has yet to be tested because again, Spain has been so good defensively and so well that they handle the ball so well. But I think
He,
he's
I think
due.
he's. I think he's. It's the same situation with Hugo Lloris with France. Because everyone said Mike Maignan for like years before, like before he retired, and everyone's like, Lloris was like past his prime or he's not good enough anymore. But he still just does the job for France. I think it's a similar situation with Spain where he's gonna get the job done for Spain, even though there's probably better options in the bench. Because Joan Cassier didn't even make it, right?
No, in the last one in the Euro, no. In the World
No,
Cup,
this
he's
one
easier. Yeah,
is he?
but I think they'll
He's a
put
third, right?
Raya. They'll put yeah, he's third.
Yeah.
They'll
He's a
put
third.
Raya, they'll put Raya before him, and I think Raya is probably the best keeper at the moment. When it comes to like,
Because
because he's been longer with the national team. Juan Garcia just joined this year, so I think when it comes to that, he is the better keeper.
yeah, because I, I felt like there was someone else as the third, but I couldn't remember. But yeah, I just think he does the job, and he does, even though everyone knows like there's probably a better option. I think he just does the job for this team that it works.
And even when it comes to like benches, I think Argentina has kind of a better bench at the moment because they do have subs that have been working. Same thing, something similarly with Spain. They have Mikel Merino as well and Ferran Torres, who again they both have been having great World Cups. But I don't know. I think these teams are too evenly matched, in my opinion. I'm just going off of experience of World Cup finals, and I'm going Argentina. Because again, like the intensity of matches that they've had, like that England match was not easy. Like that, how hard they were hitting, how hard they were challenging each other the ball. I don't think Spain's going to be ready for that either. They've been kind of like, just touch here, touch there, not getting pushed. Argentina pushes a lot. They're that South American club that still is very rough and rigid.
I don't know. I think it's gonna be completely. I think it's gonna be completely dominated by Spain. I just don't see them getting intimidated by the South American edge that you say, because they've like we said they have experience winning the Euros. They are all very accomplished individually in their club careers. They all have experience in that. So I don't think they're going to be afraid of the other team, if anything. I think maybe if it's the moment gets to them, that could be different, yeah, because a World Cup final is different than anything else in the world. There's nothing to prepare for that. But I don't think the other team scares them.
Maybe not the other team, but there is a Messi.
I don't know.
That's what
I don't
everyone
think
said, and
so.
even Tuchel was terrified that he had to put 6 men in the back.
Yeah, but Tuchel's been showing this throughout the tournament. He did it against Mexico. What was it, last game?
The Norway.
Yeah, Norway. Yeah, they were very lucky in that extra times that Holland got subbed because I think he also went defensively, and then it was just yeah.
Yeah, let us know your guys' predictions. This is just a preview on what we're thinking is going to happen. We'll see what's going to happen because there's still kind of like there's Canada wildfires going on at the moment, and the U.S. is getting a lot of the smog and ash. So it's very unhealthy air at the moment. I know we're dealing with it right now in Illinois. I know New York is not even it's not better. So I think it's probably the worst at the moment. So they're gonna be playing with that. Maybe that'll be a factor as well.
Well, they are can be playing at MetLife, so
It's not covered though.
yeah, it's open air. It's an open stadium, but yeah, Blues are gonna be dealing with the heat, so
2 p.m. final. Could should have just made it prime time at 7 p.m.
yeah, no. And then who knows with how long the halftime takes? Because remember all the amount of people.
They did
It
say
might
it
be
was
a
gonna be
30 minute.
seven. They did say it was 17 minutes. They came out and said it was only 17 minutes. That it was a 15
Then
minute thing, and then they're gonna take 2 minutes to take off the stage supposedly. But
yeah, can be like a 30-minute halftime, and then they're gonna have to like the players are gonna have to re-warm up.
then there's a pre-show one too. There's a pre-show concert,
Yeah,
and guess who's gonna be there? Speed. Speed is performing. I show Speed, and every time
yeah,
he's been there, Argentina has won their games.
yeah. But it's not hard, dude. Infantino has also been to like every game, and they've won every game.
That's true. We'll see. We'll see what happens, but I don't know. Either way, I don't mind whoever wins because again, it's either Barcelona players get it or Messi gets a second, so I don't mind. But again, I think I've said it that I want Argentina to win it just because I don't want Lamine Yamal to get complacent with the World Cup.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't affect me. It's all the same to me. We all know what's going on.
Jesse hopes that nothing happens. The game doesn't get played.
No, I just hope that the rules are upheld. Everything's clean, above board. But I guess I'm asking for too much.
A little bit, dude. Oh man, but I think is there any closing comments you have? other than keeping it
Uh,
clean?
besides keeping it clean, no, nothing crazy. Oh, Konante. I wasn't the biggest fan of him. I was against signing him. Jose Mourinho was the one that pushed for Real Madrid to get him. So hopefully he could clean them up and bring out like the Konate we saw in like 2019, 2020, or where was it? When he was like he was looked really good for Liverpool because he today he looked like a mess. Throughout the year he looked like a mess. Towards the end of the year he was looking a little bit better, but he looks like a mess. So hopefully Jose Mourinho, gets him in shape and like gets him ready for the season. But for now, I'm just hoping he just stays ready to sit on that bench because I think we've got three superior options.
Hey, I don't mind it, dude. That Konate, Hoyton backline, it's gonna feed Barcelona for years
Dude, Howson was actually pretty good. I don't know what you're talking about.
until like he lost his confidence because the fans were whistling at him for no reason when it wasn't his fault.
It wasn't that. It was just he was dealing with injuries for like the longest time. Because it was his first full season with Bournemouth, and then he had no preseason, went straight to the Club World Cup, played every game, and then immediately started everything, and then just again got called up to the Spain national team, was playing every game, and then got injured there, and then had to basically recover throughout the season. And then because we had at points no back line and no center backs, he would rush back in and then just constantly get injured again. So he was never fully healthy. And now he's had the chance this summer to like fully recover.
Yeah, definitely he did. Preseason's gonna start soon, so we're probably gonna start seeing those matches. But after this World Cup, not too much going on. Other than that, I know Liga MX is back, so that's something to look forward to.
You see the clip going around by Querétaro?
No, oh no, I
The,
think that's an older one.
is it? I thought it was recent. I was
No, that
like,
was an older one where the player sticks his finger in the other player's nether regions for no reason.
yeah.
Yeah, that's an old clip.
Yeah, because I got in it like 10 times. I'm like, I've seen it enough. I don't need to see it.
Keep replaying it, dude. It's your algorithm.
Yeah, I've skipped it like 10 times and it still comes up.
But other than that, guys, thank you.
Oh,
What?
oh, actually, the Spain Super Cup, the deal for it to be in Saudi is supposedly running out soon, or maybe next year. And Morocco's put their hat in the ring to host it.
In
Mexico
Mexico.
has put in their hat, and same with the U.S. and then one other country. I can't remember
They're
which
just
other,
gonna go to
but
the
yeah,
highest bidder, dude.
it's going to the highest bidder. So listen, as much as I would love it for it to be in Mexico, that trip is gonna kill the players. Going to Mexico, playing like two games, and then having to fly back and continue with the regular La Liga season.
Just make it in Spain.
Not just I don't know why you even took it out in the first place.
Morocco's not bad. It's literally across the pond, across the sea.
Yeah, I don't think that would be too much of a difference. But U.S., Mexico, Saudi, what are you doing? At least it's better than the Serie A one where they were trying to send them to Australia.
And they're like, yeah, we're not going. I'm glad the players should. I think the players should have a say when it comes to these decisions.
Because we saw what was it, the schedule? They had a game on Saturday. They would fly out for the whole day, play on Wednesday, and then fly immediately back and play on a Saturday again. It's just like, yeah, no, man.
Nah, you're just killing the players at that point. Like it's not preseason. Like sure, make these to have these things happen in the preseason, but during the season, it's horrible.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Peace.
Peace.